I don't know who it is that schedules it so that we start a work week off with pie.
But we aren't just making any ordinary pie. We are making the Delmarva famous pies from the Rockawalkin Pie Bakes. And here to help are pie bake chairman, PBC, Tom Field with Rockawalkin Community Hall, and ad rep Chris Polly. Thank you so much for coming back in.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so we are making the famous pies.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we're making 2 of them here, right?
Yes. Actually, one of them's a famous pie. One of them's a new pie.
Okay.
And about to be famous pie.
We certainly hope so.
We hope so.
And that would be the peach pie. You've never
That
done
would
the
be
peach pie before.
First time.
You and I are going to make the peach pie, and Jimmy and Chris are going to make the apple pie.
Do a standby. Right?
Yes.
Yes. The one, you know this one's going to make money.
This one's drawing
This
them
is
in.
the one.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This one's known around the entire state.
Okay, so let me start with the peach here. So we have some peach filling.
Yes.
Okay.
And let me mention that the fillings that we use, they're not fillings that you would just go in a store and buy off a shelf. We get fillings from a top bakery supply house on the Western Shore. It's a quality filling, and we just add a little bit to it to make it Rockawalkin.
Rockawalkin. Is that what's in here? Is this the little bit to
That's
it?
a little bit that we add. You
That's the
know.
Rockawalkin
right,
right
so
there.
this
And I'll tell you, it's
Ground up pretty well.
brown sugar and cinnamon.
Brown sugar and cinnamon.
Yeah.
Okay. So am I going to just go ahead and put this in here?
Sure. Go ahead,
All
put it
right.
in there, mix it up,
Mix it up.
and go ahead, Chris.
Should we go ahead and start this? Okay. We're working on the apple pie,
Okay.
Jimmy, and we've already added the cinnamon, so we need to add the sugar. If you'll grab that, pour that in.
All of what you got here?
Good.
Yeah,
Cinnamon.
pour that right on in.
Got it?
Okay. Now, let's see. We'll take this and give that a good stir.
Okay.
See, this is what I would
There you go.
eat.
I know.
So we're going to put this into the pie. I'm one
In
step ahead of
fact,
Jimmy.
nah, better not.
You were testing me there, weren't you? Just to make sure I was doing it right? All right.
That looks
Got a
pretty good. One more turn.
fairly good
Yeah, one
mix
more
there.
turn.
All right.
And now we put that right on into the pie shell.
Right into the pie.
Doing good so far.
There we
Well,
go.
we're not going to fit all
I
that
missed
in
a
there.
peach.
Oh,
We did not
yeah.
miss
it. Really?
We might.
Well, now you've got more experience at this than I do.
All right.
All right.
So how are we doing here?
Okay, that goes right like
Yeah, we're
that.
good.
Now we need to take the butter
Okay.
and we need to flip that over and just
off
put
here.
that right on in.
Right in there. Okay. All right. So
Right
we're going
on.
to check on Lisa and see what
that
she's
one.
doing.
Right on the top.
I am getting ready to put the top
Yeah.
on mine. I've got
We're
my
ahead of
filling
you
in
guys.
here.
Oh, no.
We,
Spread
we
your
are
butter
one
pats
step
out
ahead
now.
of
You don't
you.
want all the butter in one place.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Okay, so Tom, what's happening here?
Okay, now we're going to put this,
Okay,
Cross.
butter pats are spread out.
just
Okay.
kind of press it
They're
just
already
a
done.
little
Just
surgical
press it
procedure.
down there.
and then any extra that needs to be trimmed off, you just trim it
How many
off.
of these do you make, or will you make?
Well, at Thanksgiving last year, all told, we did 1,000 pies. At Christmas, we did a little over 600. And last Easter, we did about 400.
And where does the money, the proceeds from the pie go?
I'm glad you asked that. This is all for the Rockawalkin Community Hall. Chris and I are not bakers. The guys that come out and do this, we're not bakers, we're not chefs. We're just guys who are trying to preserve a legacy that has been given to the west side of Wicomico County. The Rockawalkin Community Hall is an independent, nonprofit organization. It's not owned by a church, the Ruritan Club, fire department, anybody. It's an independent nonprofit. It was started 100 years ago in 1915 because of a card game.
A card game?
A card game.
Really?
Yeah. And the card game, Chris, was
It was 500,
called 500.
Huh.
the precursor to bridge.
It was a very popular card game in the U.S. from the late 1800s,
Am I supposed to be doing it?
Yeah.
the early 1900s, and a number of folks out on the west side wanted to play cards, and they got so big that they couldn't meet in people's homes. So someone from the Humphreys family donated land across the road, directly across the road from the Rockawalkin Church, and they formed the Rockawalkin Country Club.
How about that?
And built the community hall, and it's been serving the west side ever since.
And now you're supporting it
And
with pies.
We're just trying to keep it going.
Now I'm supposed to do a little design up here?
Just do some slits in
Oh,
there
so some
to let,
slits.
We've got to
let
do
the air
first
out.
slits.
Okay. Yeah.
Any particular?
Nope.
Oh, use your
methodology, is this
imagination.
just-
You can write your initials in there if you want.
That would work.
Oh, now see, I wish you told me that.
We'd get a higher price for it.
All right.
maybe
So what is the
not.
deadline for ordering these pies? These are for Easter, right?
These are for Easter. The pickup day is on the 25th. So I would like to have the orders in. That's a Wednesday. I'm sorry, the 28th. The 28th.
Okay, the 28th. Yeah,
Scratch
it's
25th.
right there.
Scratch
It's on the
25th.
screen there.
The 28th.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to have the orders in the weekend before that, so we know how much we have to do.
Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we cannot make pies without tasting them. So we're going to put the finishing touches on these pies and then get to it. You know, that tasting thing, Jimmy?
That tasting thing always.